Board and our employees at Batavia Downs Gaming are on a mission.
A mission to make you love coming here.
And that is each and every one of us.
We love it when people say they love coming here.
We love it when you come here.
We love when people win.
I love seeing the excitement on someone's face when we draw their name for one of our big cash drawings.
Like we said before, we don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here.
Folks, welcome back to Trainwreck tonight. It is February 24th. Do you know where your D-Gens are? Because they might have had a long weekend as we get ready for March craziness. I don't know if I can say March Madness legally, but I just said it anyways. Let's get into, obviously, all the crazy stories. We got McDermott, who just talked at the Combine. We got reality TV taking a turn, and we had the Legends and Stars out this weekend in Batavia at Batavia Downs. So let's get our panel in here right now. We got no intro. We got no time for intros, frills, and all kinds of pyro. We got your Slick Saturday. We got our friend, my friend, your friend, Jake Micah, and we got the Dreamboat, Don. Gents, crazy weekend, but before we get into any of the weekend, because there is a lot to get into, McDermott Combine just spoke, nothing crazy. I think the biggest takeaways seem to just be like, confirming the special teams guys fired and that we need to be able to stretch the ball more on offense, essentially, with speedy wide receivers. Maybe a little shot at Keon Coleman there, Micah.
Maybe a shot at Brandon Bean for trading the guy who could have spread the. There were a couple of comments towards Bean. The James Cook thing. Business part will take care of itself. Brandon will be, and I will be on top of that. So hey, he's putting a lot of the onus on him, especially with the draft coming up and everything. They got to hit on these guys. The vertical thing was interesting. Was interesting to see. I mean, I haven't thought about this team picking a wide receiver high in this draft, but maybe we should start thinking about it because there's a lot of burners early on in this first two rounds here. They got 3 picks, so.
All right. Yeah, no, it's a lot to see this week. Obviously, Bills Mafia will be invested. This offseason, I expect more fireworks than last for sure, seeing as it was kind of tepid last offseason, but a lot to see in the Combine. Micah, I know you'll and the boys will have a lot of that over on Pay the Bills pod. The very funny thing about the Combine is, like, when you look at, like, Josh Allen running a couple years ago or Teron Johnson getting hit in the side of the head of the football, these are guys that ended up being studs for the Bills. So I guess not everything is written in the stars based on Combine performance alone. But, hey, the weekend performance. I'll go to a guy who has no struggle there. Slick Saturday, holding it down both days at the sponsor, Batavia Downs. How was Legends and Stars, sir?
Legends and Stars is great. Donnie joining me the first day. You subbing in with the hot tag on Sunday. Batavia Downs always a great time. You win more, lots more, but sometimes you get to meet some of your idols. And in the Legends and Stars event, they always treat us very well. They accommodate us very well. And we get to talk to some really cool guests. Highlighted among those, obviously, Doug Gilmore, Kyle Williams, Chris Chelios, London Fletcher, a bunch of former Bills, Thurman Thomas, and last but very not least, Chad Michael Murray. That brought in a whole completely new audience. And it seemed like there was a lot of people there for the vendors as well. Hamburg Home Show on Friday was great. Nonetheless, great weekend all around, and it was slick, to say the least.
We got Zach Gherkin, Buffalo Gal, Sad LZ, and Angelica checking in. Don, what did you think on the Saturday action? Your weekend was packed to the gills as well.
Oh, yeah, the weekend was packed. Saturday was great. I mean, sleeper guy I really wish we got on the mic, but hopefully we'll cross paths again, was Drew Pearson, actually. He just seemed like a hilarious dude. Like, one of the fans there was like, "Oh, you ruined my childhood. I'm a Vikings fan," and he played for the Cowboys. And instead of being like, "Oh, I'm sorry," he's kind of like dunking on a fan for like beating his childhood team. And then there was like a 10-year-old kid that got his card signed, and he went to like hand it back to him and kept like pulling it away like 3 times to this poor kid. Just like probably the oldest guy there, but the most outward character. He was great. Did that, and then my personal, the musician part of me. Saturday we played over at Samuel's Grand Manor, which is normally known for hosting weddings, but now winter being the off season, they're starting to have some live music there. So shout out to them.
I thought you were going to say hosting high school drinking in the back forest behind the manor.
Now that never happens.
Never.
Don't give APD any ideas now, Zach.
Yes, I know. We don't want to 6 on our own people. Obviously, yeah, great weekend. Micah, sorry, obviously I know you're holding out in Chi-Town. What did you do, my sir?
I did a whole lot of nothing this weekend. I was watching you guys pumping the content out.
Okay, I love that.
While y'all were working, I was recuperating, getting ready for, as you said, the combine we got this week. We got free agency coming up, so yeah. But y'all killed it. That was awesome.
Shout out, Mike, and you on the 1s and 2s when I needed you for the Pay the Bills content. Much appreciated.
Always.
Seriously. Well, I love to see that. Speaking of love to see it, well, let's talk the weekend. And this is the funny thing about this show is now that we've kind of built the brand, we got Wrestling with Emotion, which we'll probably talk a lot about based on the stuff that happened this past week. But it kind of takes away a little bit from the topic, so we'll get right into it. Final boss on SmackDown. Obviously, The Rock makes his appearance. Kind of a weird appearance. A lot of people were like frustrated by it, but reading between the lines, I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be some kind of face-off on whether Cody Rhodes will, become whatever the final boss, Dwayne Johnson, head of the board, TKO, wants him to be in that scenario, or he won't. I think it'll be he won't, and then ultimately that'll be what costs him not have the championship anymore. But what'd you guys think of that appearance and that promo?
I'll start because I watched this for like the 3rd time last night. And I think I said to you after like the first time I watched this Maniac, I love the final boss. I'm here for it. So glad he's here for the road to WrestleMania. When I got that announcement, I was psyched. I was like, yes. The odds for the appearance in Buffalo went up substantially. He said he's going to be in the chamber. That's obviously the next night. But I was underwhelmed. This felt cringe and underwhelming to me. He came out there. He called out Cody Rhodes. We all thought shit was really going down. And then it's like buddy / heel tactic to the crowd. He went back and forth on a character swap like 6 times in one promo, and then went on to tell Cody that he needed multiple things from him. And he proceeded to name the same thing 3 times, which was very unclear as to what he even wanted out of him. It was just a vague message that a lot of people interpreted as, oh, he wants Cody to be the corporate champion like he was for name redacted back in the day. But I mean, it was just so vague. He said, I have multiple things. And first thing is this, you need to be my champion. And then like he would go on, and then he'd be like, but you also need to be my champion. It's like, dude, what do you mean? Like that, you just said the same thing twice. So I think the best that we got out of this Maniac is that he's showing up to Elimination Chamber in Toronto, and he is locked in for the road to WrestleMania.
Mike, I'm curious what you thought. Just with my jump in, I agree with everything Slick said, and it just like there was no like punchline of what would make Cody like a corporate champion. Like he's been the most corporate champion like that he could possibly be. Like, he's been doing everything by the books. He's been doing great promo, everything like that. There was no like angle to where Cody could be more corporate. Where do you see them going? This? What do you think makes sense moving forward?
All right. So remember when we were waiting for the documentary for WrestleMania 40 to come out? And then
Yes.
we saw the same clip from this documentary a lot from Triple H before it came out, where he was like, WrestleMania was kind of like they had something about where they had a vision in mind, but didn't know how they were going to get there. Right. That was what Triple H kind of said. Ultimately something to that. I think that's exactly basically when he said that, it's essentially what The Rock does when he shows up to WWE. The Rock is like, I have these endpoints that I want to get to, and these things will happen. How we get there, we'll figure it out. We'll do it. I'm The Rock, bro. I can figure this shit out on the fly. And so I think he showed up out there. They know what they're doing at Elimination Chamber. They probably know what the main event of WrestleMania is, as we're speaking here, with involving Cody Rhodes. But for this segment, it was like, listen, we got The Rock. He's coming back. People are going to be hyped enough for that. They're going to be hyped enough for him interacting with Cody. Just go out there, give a little tease towards Elimination Chamber where the real shit's going to happen, and figure it out while you're out there. Like, you're The Rock, you're Cody Rhodes. Go figure it out, guys. And Cody was just like, well, I'm with The Rock, dude. I'm going to let him do whatever he wants. And Dwayne, as Slick said very well, was just all over the place. But he got to the point where we wanted to get to here, where Saturday we find out Is Cody basically, it doesn't, whatever machination you want to say, his champion, corporate champion, however it is Cody going to turn heel and align with The Rock? That's what we're getting. Or did The Rock do this strategically Friday, where he brought up a corporate champion before there's 6 other men about to vie for the WWE title in Elimination Chamber, where if Cody turns him down, maybe CM Punk's going to take that offer up. Corporate man Punk. Maybe John Cena in his big blue, big suits and his fancy haircut come out there with The Rock. Could you imagine John Cena with The Rock coming out to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? What about Seth Rollins, who's been tied in with Cody all the time? What if he completes his heel turn and teams up with The Rock? Drew McIntyre got a sword when he re-signed from The Rock. Like, there's a lot of ways they can go with this.
Listen, you're definitely cooking, but my man Seth freaking Rollins is not aligning with the final boss.
I had to put him in there.
He's not going in.
The biggest thing though was there was so much uncertainty going into the chamber already, and now the final boss is back, and it just increased by 3.
It's really down to is it 3 guys that Rock could work with if Cody says no? Punk.
Was that what this was? Was that what this was? What he was doing at Bad Blood?
No, he was going Metal.
Punk, Cena, and Roman. Those are the other guys. So
Michael, when you were saying if Cody turns heel, could there be a chance Cody screws one of those guys on Saturday?
I mean, yeah. Very possible.
I don't know. A lot can happen. But a big thing for me, Rock never even said what he had to do to become his champion. What does that mean? He needs to.
What are the duties that this entail?
Does he need to vacate the title and go star in Hollywood movies?
He's like, we broke kayfabe and had you at Moana 2. And he's like, what the fuck?
You're drinking Terramana backstage.
It was all very odd, so I'll be very interested to see how they're going to spin it. Cody is not going to let a flaccid storyline develop.
And
I'm sure
Cody is at Monday Night Raw tonight too. So
Cody was selling it like he just got told that his dog was in a car accident, right? He really was. So I will say that Cody definitely sold it. I wasn't sure what Rock was selling or buying, but Cody definitely sold it.
He looks like he just saw a ghost.
But hey, no Casper. This March 3rd, Monday Night Raw coming to Buffalo. 3 of us will be in the house. Don Dreamboat, myself, and Slick. So we're looking forward to being on Netflix. Trainwreck makes its Netflix debut, I guess. That's another way to look at it.
Huge.
So super excited to do that. Before we get into the One Buffalo Saturday, we got to talk Josh Allen and this Angel Margarita party. You see this clip?
Yeah, of course. How could we not? The man just wants a drink. Fuck's sake.
I mean, let's face it. You're at a party. The cooler's locked.
MVP, bro. That's just MVP behavior.
There's so much to take in from this clip. First breaks it open. Starts clapping for himself with everybody else.
No. He's warming up his hands, brother. He's getting ready to
a hand warm up. It was a hand warm up.
Yeah. Dude, he's like, thank God, I've been waiting on this.
Oh, yeah, that is a hand warm up. That is a hand warm up. Wow, that is. That was an optical illusion.
He does a hand warm up and then he scopes the area. He's like, is it breaking the barrier if I'm the first one? And then he decides ultimately, fuck it. You know what? Everyone's grabbing if I'm grabbing. And then he goes in for the kill, and that's what makes an MVP special.
That was special. Wow, what
I'm
a performance!
He earned it.
What is the locking mechanism on this cooler?
I know what the hell's going on there.
I honestly think there was
I'm used to old-fashioned circular locks with.
I'm guessing that it was some timed lock, to where basically it wasn't supposed to be open, and then Josh was like, "What if I just pull it really hard?" And then I think that's what happened. Is that fair to break it down that way?
I just assumed he was yanking that with force.
Speaking of yanking it with force, Buffalo sports fans were doing that on Saturday when the Sabres started off with a 5-period goal first period. So I'll start that off. Do the Sabres have any hope on getting back to it? The more insurmountable thing than the point differential is the factor of how many teams are in between them. I think that's the biggest obstacle, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a statistic that was about our winning games and scoring and stuff, and then all adding up to being last in the Eastern Conference. It just doesn't help that there's a lot of good teams in between us and a wild card spot, Micah.
Just enjoy the present, Sabres fans. All of us out there, just one game at a time.
Enjoy your time.
Everybody wants to look ahead and be like, we need this 10-0 run. No. You need to go beat Anaheim tomorrow night, and then we can talk about the next game. This team, everybody should not even you can't even fall for the 10-game win streak if it were to happen. We've seen the 10-game win streak happen in February and March, and them not make the playoffs. So one game at a time. They're playing good hockey right now. Slick, I saw the same thing about ZU. They're a very good 5-on-5 team. Their special teams has been horrible all year long. Maybe they turn it up that second half of this year. Maybe they just need a little bit of rest. Get those guys healthy. Come back. Obviously, it's a different team when Rasmus Dahlin's on the ice. He's in top form. So who knows? But one game at a time. Just go out there, handle business.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something to be positive about, Greenway looked great. And
Yeah.
you know, like it really is a reminder that, man, we really missed him for a good portion of the season. And you hate to think about, what could have been, but man, if we have him healthy in the lineup, maybe that 13-game streak doesn't happen. Maybe, we are able to stack more wins together earlier in the season. But I'm with you, Jake. Yeah, let's just enjoy. I'm focusing on that that Greeny looked great. And I think Trainwreck did have something to do with that. We saw him out at one of our favorite spots, and and sometimes you got to blow off some steam, and he was getting ready with us. So yeah,
not surprising that he's fueled up based on what we saw.
He was just enjoying the Royal Rumble like any of us. Yeah. I mean, how could you not?
Weapons, ammo, shields, and gear is all I got to say. With that said, one Buffalo Saturday. So obviously Sabres, it's 5 games to prove it, and they're going to need some help to get back in it for sure. But there is 20-ish plus games left, so enough room to do it if they want to, start to get serious. If they can play like the 5-on-5, like the first period team they are, which are 2 core things of good teams, then yeah, they definitely got a shot. But from the other one, Buffalo Saturday, we know this team has a shot. Buffalo Bandits are now 8-1. Just continuing to find ways to get it done. I will say, last 3 games have been close. Could easily be 0-3, could easily be 3-0 across those, but instead they're 2-1, which is, championship caliber. With that said, we have a game this Saturday in Saskatchewan, and the Crew will be this Saturday at Resurgence Brewing to break it down. So super excited for that. Don, I believe you'll be there with myself and Slick. Sorry, I don't want to jump in.
Yeah, it's an 8:00 game time, right? Or is it later because of the time difference?
8:00 game. 8:00 game.
Yeah, no, I will. So I'll be rolling in right out around then, just in time for the game. Got a little piano gig before that, but I'll be hopping right in there, and can't wait to a Bandits broadcast. Fantastic. Had a great time at the game last week, and let's go, folks. Get your tickets. Get them now because they're gonna be gone.
I fumbled. I thought it was doors at 7 and then game at 8. It's actually game at 7 p.m. So you'll be coming in at halftime. But hey, you'll be coming 6, in.
I believe.
Yeah, doors at 6. I knew I was bubbling that, so I did double check. Game at 7, doors at 6 this Saturday at Resurgence. Get your tickets at the link in our bio. But we're looking forward to the event, having a great time, giving away prizes. Dane Smith and Josh Byrne used equipment as well. So looking forward to that on this Saturday. But yeah, Bandits, exciting. Last I checked on the sites, looks like they're about plus 180 to take down the NLL. So the Saskatchewan Rush, who they play on Saturday, are the next closest team in the odds. So this should be a great matchup.
Oh boy, right after 2 big games against the Seals, man, this schedule doesn't let up.
Dude, this next month and a half for the Bandits is going to be insane. So they had all their bye weeks. They've been hanging out. They got to get ready to lock in, like you said. Speaking of locking in, I know this past weekend we were recapping real quick. We'll get this out of the way because this last topic might be a little bit longer. But Diddy's attorney just ditched him. Anyone have any thoughts on this?
I do have a lot of thoughts. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, honestly. What could this
For a lawyer to ditch a high-profile case is like.
Did you
for
see
a
who this
fly
lawyer has
not to fly on
defended
the poop.
before? Did you see
Osama
who
bin
this-
Laden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is 22 years ago. He was, he's trying to prove himself coming up through the ranks 20 years ago. He's like, okay, I'll take this case on. Don't know
The
what it
bin
was gonna
Laden
entail.
guy didn't want Diddy.
So
Yeah,
the
but
thing to
how
me,
good look.
the thing to me is like Diddy, like in today, that same attorney is probably gonna make a crazy more amount of money than the Osama case, and then he goes on record statement after ditching this case and says, by no means of any circumstance can I continue this case.
This might be a great face turn by the lawyer, actually, to get him more jobs in the long run. One last face run is what he's looking for.
I like it. Yeah, I like that.
No, I mean, I think like, dude, it's crazy, man. Like he had to have just read one thing in this big ass indictment and just ultimately stood up and was like, that's the line. Like, I'm done.
What? Yeah, have you guys read the affidavit for this when Diddy was first arrested? It's pretty wild. One of everyone's favorite movies, The Dark Knight, they like discover the RICO case, and it's this whole thing. Basically, what they're setting up is to take down like that's why people are mentioning Jay-Z. Like the language they use is like anyone that like profited off Bad Boy is involved with the system. So I don't know, like you said, like, is it because he saw insurmountable evidence and at that point money doesn't matter to him? Maybe some of the stuff was so disturbing that he's like, like it. But it is wild because then you have to ask, what is in there that is more disturbing than orchestrating the greatest terrorist attack on American soil? So that's wild. And actually, too, it's funny. This is going to connect to, I believe, our next topic, who I'm going to tease, because he's been confronted by a couple people for knowing and kind of like meeting and working with Diddy and being at some of the white parties. This social media guy with this reality TV show we're going to talk about.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. That is a connection, which is crazy.
Oh,
I guess it could have been legal team might be needed for our next one, but yeah, I didn't even think about it. I was too focused on the studs. I wasn't thinking about on the court of law as far as he was concerned. But yeah, interesting one there. But this reality show is ridiculous. 2 episodes in, insane.
Just completely wild, just crazy. I mean, if you're a reality show junkie and you're looking for that entertainment and you liked the messiness of A Rock of Love and Flavor of Love and that, I mean, this is perfect for you. And yeah, can we do some spoilers? Can we talk about some of the specifics?
Yeah, 100%. We got to get into it. And the most ridiculous.
Oh wait. Is Micah caught up though?
Keep going. Yeah, I'm
I don't wanna
ready.
give spoilers.
I'm ready.
Also, can we just go back on this topic real quick? Did anyone see this? So apparently, and I'm looking into it as well, the Diddy lawyer that just dropped out, his wife is defending Luigi Mangione.
Oh, so they got all the high profiles. They probably just focusing on the other high profiles.
They're fighting. Yeah, that's a better wagon to hitch behind.
Wow! Shout out WKBW tuning in. Let's go for some could have been love and some Luigi Mangione talk.
That lawyer couple busted on something to get in that position. Jeez.
We got Andy and Keith, Barnuts, and Albie tuning in as well. But yeah. So I mean, obviously, I guess if you're also managing probably the second highest profile like case in the area, I guess it makes sense. You got options. You diversified your
that does make sense. They could have decided what was best for both of them. They looked at both sides of the equation. We're like, Luigi's literally got a fan base outside the courtroom, dude.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
let's just get that bag.
He's got public opinion behind him at least.
Yes,
yeah.
He's got good publicity at least.
I think we can skirt some spoilers though. But the most ridiculous thing, like just that I've learned on this show, is the studs for sure. I feel like there's a whole subculture of like America and like existence that I didn't even know about, and I only want to learn more. Don.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about it either. Now, before the show came out, I listened to him on Matt and Shane's podcast, Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker, and he was talking about this. Oh, we have a bunch of studs on, and I'm like, I kind of was out of the loop of this community of where basically it's either bisexual or lesbian women that dress
they tend
or
to
in
be
a masculine way.
They tend to be more masculine. Yes, that's all it is. Like and Drewski really embraces this on the show. Like he doesn't he loves the studs. He embraces the studs big time.
I think in a sense he can trust the studs a bit more.
Yeah. I think there's just something he loves about the studs, but it's definitely just the amazing dynamic that he's got working.
What's the one stud that like claimed she had like the strap in the house first episode right off the rip?
Oh yeah, that was K-Dot. I think the rapper.
Yeah, she's crazy, dude.
She got eliminated episode 2. I think the biggest stud right now leading the pack, I think, is Himothy. Whatever one like cleaned up ended up being real.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, that was like totally looked like it could be someone I'm having a beer with, and then it's like, damn, she's hot. Like all of a sudden cleans up for him, and that was impressive. I mean, the whole lie detector bit.
Oh my god!
Someone like clogged up the toilet, and like.
By the way, that was an absolute crime scene.
That
was repulsive,
disgusting, but hilarious.
I didn't know that a woman could do such a thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. You have to tune in to watch it, but yeah, I mean, they know when something's funny and they go with it. That's the difference versus cutting to like a scene in a new commercial and doing a new segment, for sure. I'm just looking at the numbers. These episodes are an hour long. First one was 58 minutes. Second one was an hour and 5. They do have like 15-second ads, like from Drewski, basically directly, like every 15 minutes. But dude, 10 million views for the first episode and 6 million views for the second episode. And these are hour fucking long episodes, dude. Like, imagine if a TV show was doing these views. Like, that would be insane.
I mean, the fact to me that streaming networks and cable networks have not somehow recruited the likes of Drewski, Kai Cenat.
Do they even want it though? That's the thing. I feel like they're like, we're good. We can.
Oh no, they don't want to. The internet people.
Oh no, I know they don't want to, but I'm saying like you would think like the amount of money those kind of companies have, you would think there's a hard recruiting pitch for some of those guys.
Do you guys? Do any of you guys fuck with Traders?
I haven't watched it yet.
Is that the shit I was talking to you about, Maniac?
It's a reality show. It's kind of like on NBC. It's very hilarious and sassy, but it's like in my opinion, these are the top 2 reality shows. Could have been Love and Traders right now. But yeah, I'm gonna anxiously await this next episode. It Could Have Been Love. It's now like they're the only 2 shows that I'm waiting for weekly. They both come out on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Could Have Been Love too. I think all of us, it's something to admire because he is it's like kind of a feeling where it's like watching like one of us up there because he's a, homegrown guy, made his fame on social media, but, is pretty cool. And then like you said, even if the bag was good, I don't think he wanted to do it because there's just so much freedom when you're doing it all yourself. Like the yoga instructor that was like hired for $50 off Craigslist.
Yeah.
That like was not a yoga instructor at all. I had no idea what he was doing.
The yoga instructor was hysterical. And then just using it against them was so funny.
Yeah, slapping it on the table with the lie detector test. It's just ridiculous.
The one he was just calling a liar like straight out was so funny. He was letting the other girls kind of off the hook, but the one he was just saying was a liar was so funny. Sorry, Mike. It'll still be funny. Believe me.
And you got Bobby Altoff too there, like confronting the girls about them all lying, saying they don't know what a one night stand is. It's
ridiculous.
But yeah, so can't wait for Thursday. I'm gonna have to check out Traders too because it's scratching an itch I didn't know I had. I was never a reality TV guy, but this is
you got to check out Traders and start with, if you're starting, either start with this season or season 2 for sure. Don't start with season 1. But with that said, oh, by the way, shout out new guy Cody on the ones and twos, doing a little production behind the scenes there. We love to see that. And we are winding it down. Wait.
What?
Are you shocked by the Cody news?
What do we got?
Ooh. Oh no.
I told Cody he was out of the running since he interrupted a conversation. He said, I don't even want to be in it. I mean, I can literally, I
can hear him saying
literally hear it in my brain.
Sounds like him.
And then I can also hear the crying in the nearest bathroom, like about 4.5 minutes later.
My piss is blue.
Blue piss. Shout out Cody. Shout out everyone making content out there. We're going to be making a lot of content this week. Make sure you come and check us out at Resurgence on Saturday for the Bandits. It'll hopefully be a 1-0 win. Anything else we got to shout out here before we sign off, boys?
Shout out to our merch team. I think we're going to be dropping some new One Buffalo inspired merch tomorrow, so keep your eyes out for that. Same with some podcast merch. So check that out. And yeah, folks, let's have a good week. We're almost out of February. All right?
Today that sun was hitting, like the millions and millions of 40 degrees. Shout out everyone out there. Thanks for tuning along. Make sure you're following all platforms. Slick, Dreamboat, Micah, Cody in the production booth, as well as myself. Let's have a good night now.